If you are a tradesman or a home improvement business owner and you are absolutely great at what you do, but don't really like the selling part of home visits, then this video is for you. I'm going to show you the simple way to sell confidently when you're quoting in person without being too pushy or awkward. Now, I've had this straight from the book I've written called Too Good to Say No. And in that book, I break down how to turn more home visits into book jobs, even with cold leads. You see, the issue is that most tradesmen face is they have grown most of their business through word of mouth or referrals. Now, these types of home visits are generally much easier to close just because these leads have had all of their objections, or at least most of them, actually already quashed by whoever has referred them. They've seen your product in person and know how much the referrer was charged for your product. Now, because of this, as long as you don't go in and murder their family pet, then you've probably won the job already. And because of this, most tradesmen have never really thought about making a structured home visit. They will just go in and waffle on, or they'll rush it, or even send a price with no clear explanation. They avoid sounding salesy, but they're not really giving the customer anything to go on because of that. The truth is, selling in person isn't about being particularly persuasive, but it is about creating confidence. So I'm going to go through a little three-part framework that's going to help you close more jobs. So here's a really simple structure. So in phase one, we want to build the vision. You want to ask questions to discover their hidden buying desires. So what I mean is you want to go in and ask what is bothering them about their home. So if you're a driveway company, find out what's bothering them about their driveway and try and get them into the nitty-gritty. Are they ashamed of their driveway because their house looks stunning and then the driveway just, looks terrible and it looks really out of place? Have they seen that their neighbour has had a new driveway and it's really persuaded them? Is it because there's weeds growing and you're just fed up of dealing with them? You're spending so much on products such as weed killer, it's hurting your back trying to keep pulling the weeds out. Really dig deep and figure out what their biggest motive is. And then you can ask questions like, what would the perfect result look like for you? Because once you've got this sort of information, further on in the home visit, you can start to gently press on these pain points. Remember, in order to sell, you're not really selling the product, you're selling the solution to their problem. And by really understanding the nitty-gritty of their desires and their problems, you can frame your solution to be a no-brainer for them to buy. So get them picturing the transformation. If they feel like you understand their problem and you can offer a bulletproof solution, you're much more likely to close them and they're more likely to trust you. Then show the path. So let's not just talk about the product. Let's walk them through the process. If they want to buy shutters, for example, what happens? So you've measured up, you've completed your home visit. What happens next? How long will it take to install them? What is the installation process like? Is it going to be really noisy? Is it going to take long? What's the lead time? What's the guarantee? How do you handle the mess? What's the time frame like? Do you communicate with them throughout the process? Do you give them weekly updates of where their shutters are in terms of manufacturing and shipping? They just want reassurance, especially in the home improvement industry where you hear a lot of dodgy stories of builders taking cash and just disappearing off the face of the earth. The biggest thing I have found for home improvement businesses is trust, because partially because of that, but just in general, you're working on someone's home. So they need to trust you to do a good job and to do what you say you're going to do, because you're in someone's personal space. So for step three, it is make it easy for them to say yes. So one thing is, big tip, always quote on the day. when you're in their home, if possible, because that's when someone's dopamine is the highest. That is when you can handle any objections they have, if they have any, before going ahead. And you can, some people get a bit shocked at the price, but if you're there, you can, if need be, you can handle any objections to do with the price. The other part of it is make sure they know what they need to do to go ahead. So, if you'd like to go ahead, I can put the order in tonight. And if I put the order in tonight, you'll get them in 2 months. Where if it's next week, due to shipping, it might be, a month later than that. One option. But the main thing is just say, if you'd like to go ahead today, I would just need X deposit. So what, £200 deposit, for example. At that point, they know that they can go ahead very easily there and then. Would also recommend always taking a card reader in, just in case someone doesn't particularly have the cash. But at that point, their dopamine is the highest, they're more likely to purchase because you have just completed the home visit. A lot of my clients have started utilizing card readers, and it helps massively. What I will say, what not to do, is don't just send the price and walk out. Just give them the price and just gauge what their reaction to that is. If they have any questions, then you're there to answer them. If they say they need any time to think about it, which is fine, just ask, do you have any questions before, I leave you to it? Because there might be some, objection that they haven't brought up yet. And this is the perfect time for you to deal with it. But don't oversell and don't talk over them. The other thing is, don't assume someone's going to chase you, because people are lazy and most people won't. So what I would suggest here, if you haven't heard back from them the same day or the day after, maybe on day 3, just send them an email or a text just to say, hey, just checking in. I know I've given you a quote. I just wondered if you've got any questions about the quote. Then you can gauge if someone is ready to buy and just has a few more questions to iron out, or if they're just not going to purchase from you at all. The truth is, you don't need to become a slick salesperson to do well. What I would really suggest is have a structured approach that you can rinse and repeat every time. Because then over the months and years of you being a home improvement business owner, you can gauge what is working and what's not working, modify your home visit accordingly, and you will watch your conversion rate just grow over time. All you really need is a simple structure, confidence, and clarity. And if you want the full process that I can teach, including what to say, what to ask, and how to handle objections like a pro, I do cover it all in my book, which is called Too Good to Say No. There is a link below if you'd like to check it out. But anyway, outside of this, if you want help in terms of the rest of your sales process, your content strategy or ads, then please do book a call with us and we will happily help you grow your business sustainably and profitably.